time zone, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Iodine. I'm your host, Benny, and today we are doing some writing. So let's do it, shan't we? How's everyone doing today? Anaya is a reincarnation of two people, Self-Soul and Babate's successor. Merry early... I already wished you an early Christmas, but I'll wish you another early Christmas, and then if you're still on at the end of the hour, I'll wish you a current Christmas. You didn't know that Hitman has so many missions? Yeah, if you got Hitman World of Assassination, that's like 3 games worth of missions. That's got Hitman 1, 2, and 3, and probably has some additional DLC stuff for each of those games that I never even played. Arcade missions, yeah. Have you tried the oh, what is it called? They're like, secret mission, like missions that you can only undertake once, and if you fail it, then you can't do it again. They're elusive targets is what they're called. And a lot of the elusive targets are like voiced by like famous people. It's good stuff. Yeah, you can create your missions. And Christmas missions, you can get like a Santa suit and you can do some assassinations as Santa. And I'm sure there are some pretty crazy Christmas-themed missions. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to do in that game, as it was designed for an incredible amount of replay value. Yeah, there's a ton of stuff to do. Your first fat joke today. That's good. I wouldn't mind hearing it. Apologize for the yawning. I am going to be working tonight. but I don't go in until later, so I can get a little bit more sleep after the stream here. And this week will be the first week that I will actually be working tomorrow too. Was it an actual funny joke? Ah. Are you sure that was a fat joke? Because brain biters, you know, implies eating brains, right? Yeah, they could have been talking about, like, the thing that zombies do. Is, eating a family. Nice. Enjoy your Hitman stream. Consider yourself followed. Is it good to play Hitman on Christmas? Do whatever you like, bud. Oddly hooked on the Drakengard OST. Oh, I don't know why, but Drakengard makes me think of the name of an Old Spice deodorant. Oh, have you not even played Drakengard itself, and you're hooked on the music? I feel like I've done that before, too. It's made by the same people who did Nier. Is that... Oh my god. Why did they do these titles? Oh my god. Because there's a DLC for Nier Automata that was also like version 0.1.2247448719139. It's ridiculous. Here, where's the Wikipedia? The actual Wikipedia. Oh my god. The first Nier game came out in 2010. Huh. Oh! Okay. Oh no, Gestalt is the one that was remaster. Dun, dun, dun. The music of Nier, of course, it's got a pretty big section. Yeah. Where... It didn't even mention Nier Automata. There it is. Okay, where's the DLC? I just want to read it just once. Yeah, there it is. A DLC pack titled 3C, 3C, 1D, 119, 40927. Creases Jice. Need help based on one of our comments? Got flagged by TikTok? What comment got flagged? TikTok flags things? That's funny. You know, after playing Returnal, it seems like maybe Nier would be pretty, and maybe I would enjoy Nier for the kind of gameplay, because from what I've seen, it's very fast-paced and bullet helly as well. I really like the roguelike elements in that one game I'm playing, Returnal. Certainly have a piracy problem. I am Cooker and Hitman. I don't know if I've ever gotten the Cooker disguise or whatever. I think that's funny. You need help. To the killing of family. 1. If you think that's funny, you need help. It's well, it's a museum. You didn't also gather all the information provided within, did you? Not necessarily. OTake is my field of expertise, you could say. There's just some videos I don't comment on. That's like all videos for me. I don't know if I've ever left a comment on a TikTok or a reel. I've left plenty of YouTube comments, so... Man, I'm just in my head building ideas for just how Dell works. And I'm worried about like coming up with a new thing that's gonna just... One of the possibilities for it that I don't expect or understand could just create a huge plot hole at some point in my story, you know? Like, right now I'm just thinking about, like, what is his experience going through a museum, alright? At this point, he says it's his field of expertise, which is true. Like, he has a business that's built around primarily making plasteel structures, mega structures. And plasteel is OTEC, but it's not the only OTEC. But as he goes through it, like, part of what his brainstem interface is doing is it's giving him information about whatever he needs at a moment's notice. So, it's so... his companion is so detailed and or detail oriented that it's basically been with him for most of his life, and it's very sophisticated in the way that it can see where he's looking, and it's basically mapped all of, like, how his brain works whenever he thinks about anything, right? So it basically reads his mind, and as soon as he, like, looks at an object or whatever, and he starts, like, as soon as he starts thinking about the object, like, relevant information about that object is given to him automatically by his companion. It could be given to him in text form, like as a floating text next to the item, or in some cases it could actually be narrated for him. And I was wondering if, like, that mix of text and narration, like, could be blended in such a way that basically his, you know, how everybody, or a lot of people, most people, have that voice inside of their head that just, you know, guides them. Like, what if his companion is basically that? And it gets to a point in a person's life where it's so subtle that you don't even really realize that it's there, but it's always there. And and now I'm just thinking, like, there's a theory that the entire original concept of God, like, from any religion, was humans starting to hear those thoughts in their head, that as soon as we started learning language, we started thinking in language, and when we started thinking in language, people started mistaking that for God speaking to them, their own thoughts in their own head. They started thinking that maybe it was God. Maybe it was some external being that was omnipotent, that could see everything that they could see. And so, like, yeah. Now, your bet is that someone got frontal lobe epilepsy. I mean, I think in the early days, it could be possible that they detected that it could cause epilepsy, and absolutely it could cause epilepsy, and it could cause any number of mental maladies. But I think this kind of technology would go a long way to helping people map the brain and be able to detect issues much, much sooner than we can with external equipment. And so it might actually even be able to detect like what connections are incorrect in the brain and suggest ways to resolve it. Hey there, Matt. Welcome in. How's it going? But yeah, so that theory that God was originally just your internal of like many people's internal monologues, and they had no idea how to what it was like. It just for a group of people that started making language, it just kind of sort of appeared, and I'm sure for some people it's kind of frightening, and for people who have never had like language express thoughts in their brain, but like Dell has a companion that's actually like a voice inside their head, but it's subtle enough that maybe does he have a balance of his own voice and the companion's voice? Is the companion in his voice? I haven't really talked about like what he makes his companion look like or sound like. Does it just sound like him? Does he basically consider it to be a part of him, since it's an AI that's trained on himself? But like, also think about a malicious AI or a virus that changes the AI's goals. Like, what if the AI that is in his own voice starts telling him to do things that aren't in his best interest, but he doesn't know that? They're subtle enough that he isn't aware, and maybe even thinks that it's his own ideas. Okay, I'm gonna take that idea and I'm gonna apply it to another character that I've been thinking about that's gonna be referenced in the story, but is gonna have their own story. King in Yellow. It's inspired by the King in Yellow. But it's like a man with incredible resources, or even in his entire life before he had access to those resources when he was a kid. If mine is just, there's so many threads. So there's a guy that he has the resources, and like his entire life, at some point when he was young, he read the book The King in Yellow, and the idea of the king got stuck in his head. And it got stuck in his head so much. He knew that it was fiction, but he started becoming obsessed with it. And that's part of the things of the King in Yellow, is like when people read in the fiction, when people read the story, read the play, it basically drives them insane. And I think this guy, he gets an obsession with it, a piece of fiction, but he starts thinking about making it real. And so I'm wondering if it's maybe his idea, or if it was the idea of an AI companion that was given to him when he was young, but the companion has his own voice, so he basically thought that it was his own idea. But then the companion got a virus that is encouraging this guy to create, quote unquote, the King in Yellow. And so he uses his vast resources. He's a billionaire's billionaire. I wonder if this universe they even have trillionaires. He is an ultra rich guy, and he is using all of his resources to focus on bioengineering, a secret bioengineering program that is trying to create this creature, the king, what he thinks is the King in Yellow. Like, he's got a reverence for it, and he's spent his life learning how to do it, and putting together businesses that, basically Jeff Bezos, he has his fingers in everybody's pies, and, he's not a great guy. He's, obviously, if you get that rich, you do it on the backs of billions of people. So, but yeah, he gets this idea to create this being, and he spends decades doing it. And finally, when he's finally able to create it in a lab and give it life, it turns out to be this nightmare creature that maybe hyper intelligent and just it's like a Lovecraftian kind of eldritch thing he ends up creating. That's the end of the story. Maybe it kills him and maybe eats him, because I gotta add some cannibalism to that. Does someone tag the police in your video? Wow, man. Have you made in your bio and stuff that you're a band, Jeez. Batman, you gotta stop doing that. Batman wants a green card. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Tell me about some of the good food from around Chicago, Tanchi. What's your favorite food place to go to? Or, you know, if there's not just one, you know, what are some of your tops? Ooh. Sushi. Udon. Chicago style pizza. That reminds me of TikTok, I guess. Let me get distracted. I haven't written a single word yet. There it is. Come on. Okay. Here, check this out. This is really funny.
The best Chicago-style pizza.
Where's the cheese?
It's under the sauce.
There's no cheese on it.
It's under the sauce.
Like, I'm Italian and this is hurting me.
It's from Chicago.
But it's just sauce.
The cheese is under the sauce.
That's not enough cheese.
Cheese is under the sauce.
It's not enough. It's under the sauce.
The best Chicago-style pizza.
Where's the cheese?
It's under the sauce.
There's no cheese on it.
It's under the sauce.
Like, I'm Italian and this is hurting me.
It's from Chicago.
But
It's from
it's
Chicago.
just sauce.
The cheese is under the sauce.
That's not enough cheese.
Cheese is under the sauce.
It's not enough. It's under the sauce.
The best Chicago...
It's under the sauce. I don't really understand what's funny. So, in an effort to explain it.
The best Chicago-style pizza.
So let me go ahead and mute that. So, this guy, he's like, I guess, a TikTok food critic or something. And he is watching this video of somebody making a Chicago-style pizza. Like, he's really upset that it doesn't look like it has any cheese on it. And as an American, we love our cheese. And as this guy, you know, he says he's Italian, and I guess he loves cheese too. But so I don't know how much pizza you have very often, Matt, especially if it's like I don't want to say Chicago style pizza, but like American style pizza, where generally there's, you know, the bread, there's the sauce, there's the cheese on top, and then there's other toppings usually on top of the cheese, pepperoni, pineapple, you know, bacon, whatever you want on there. So that's usually how it is in the United States. But this specific Chicago style pizza, the way they do it is they put the cheese underneath the sauce. But to somebody that doesn't know, it looks like it doesn't have any cheese on it. It looks like it's just sauce on top of the crust, you know, on top of the dough. And so, like, this guy's getting really upset that it doesn't have any cheese on it, because that's like one of the main things that makes it pizza. But this guy down here is responding to this video, and every time the guy says, "There's no cheese on it," this guy just, like, very calmly under his breath just says, "It's under the sauce." So, like, he says it, you know, like a dozen times. And, yeah. So, like, the way that he just says it so nonchalantly to this guy who's getting super angry at the cheese, it's very funny. I like it. Now that I've explained it, let's watch it again.
Where's the cheese?
It's under the sauce.
There's no cheese on it.
It's under the sauce.
Like, I'm Italian and this is hurting me.
It's from Chicago.
But it's just sauce.
Cheese is under the sauce.
That's not enough cheese.
Cheese is under the sauce.
It's not enough. It's under the sauce.
And if you'd like this entry of explaining the TikTok joke, check out my Patreon, patreon.com/BennyKill709. Or if you don't want to subscribe and you just want to give me a tip for that explanation, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/BennyKill709. Thank you, Stream Elements bot. Okay. Maybe I'm gonna get rid of some of this, right? Thanks for posting those stuff, Poyo. I appreciate it. I should update that to include Devour now. Nice. Snow is cool. Well, as long as you don't have to be out in it. I guess you were filming TikToks, right? So... I remember you mentioning last deal. Do you do a lot of work with no-tech drives? Or mostly for power. Says to mostly for power generation. Now, I think this is something that I'm gonna have to ask ChatGPT about. Power generation. OTEC drives can be used drives require an incredible amount of power to order to teleport itself and the surrounding contents across the universe. Humans have figured out how to harness that power for other purposes. Seemingly infinite power source for other purposes. But they are unsure of where the power actually comes from. Could this be considered power generation? I got one piece now. I got the new Luffy Gear 5th. I don't know what that is. There are actually so many items to unlock in even outfits. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Hitman, there's a lot of stuff. So, in this universe, Poyo, Minerva's Whisper would not be... The disappearance of Minerva's Whisper would not exactly be a newsworthy thing. Not a lot of people would know about it. In fact, I don't think there's anybody that would know about it. Like maybe a person who was paying for Minerva's Whisper, but even they would just expect that Minerva's Whisper was just destroyed on Harmonix, and they couldn't go in and retrieve it. So I don't think anybody really knows that they're missing. That being said, there are reports, like they do know that every once in a while using the OTEC drives, there are instances where the ships do not reach their intended destination, and essentially disappear. So the disappearing is something that they know about, but it's so infrequent in regards to the number of ships being used that and the technology is so important and necessary for galactic cohesion that people don't stop using it. Like there's investigations, trying to figure out why some ships are disappearing and not others, trying to find any sort of correlation, like any sort of pattern in it, and have yet to do that. There's not enough data to be able to know what it is that's making them disappear. Yes, harnessing power from an OTEC drive could be considered a form of power generation. Mostly as an energy tab. And for and general logistics. Did you go to school for it? Well, Dell crossed his arms. Since the source is unclear, you know what, Juniper, go ahead and read this.
Short answer, yes, harnessing power from an OTEC drive could be considered a form of power generation, although it's more accurate to say it's power extraction or energy tapping, since the true source of that energy remains unknown. Expanded explanation. 1. Definition of power generation. Typically, power generation refers to producing usable energy from a source, be it fossil fuels, solar panels, nuclear fission, or something more exotic. If OTEC drives tap into a mysterious reservoir of energy and then transform it into a usable form, e.g., electricity for a city, propulsion for spacecraft, it functionally is a method of power generation. 2. Unknown energy source. The key difference in this scenario is that nobody understands exactly where that power is coming from. It could be zero-point vacuum energy, a higher dimensional phenomenon, or something else entirely. Despite that, if humans manage to harness it predictably and make it run their infrastructure, it still meets the definition of a power source, albeit one steeped in mystery. Number 3, power extraction versus generation. Given the unknown origin, some might argue it's more like energy extraction or dimensional tapping rather than generating power in the conventional sense, like a wind turbine generates electricity from wind. Still, from a practical standpoint, feeding a grid, fueling ships, lighting entire colonies, it's effectively a power generation method. Number 4, ethical and safety concerns. Since the source is unclear, there are bound to be ethical and safety questions. Is tapping into this unknown energy destabilizing something elsewhere? Could it lead to catastrophic feedback loops?
Yeah.
Such questions often arise in science fiction settings whenever humanity plugs into a power well beyond its understanding. 5. In-universe implications. Industrial and economic boom. If OTEC energy can be channeled into everyday use, it could spark rapid technological and economic development. Dependence on the unknown. Societies become dependent on a source whose reliability and sustainability aren't guaranteed. Possible consequences. If the source is discovered to be finite, or if accessing it triggers side effects, the entire system could collapse or cause large-scale disasters. Ultimately, from a functional standpoint, if you're using OTEC drives not just for teleportation, but to power entire cities, it is power generation, but you're standing on uncertain ground. That tension between profound capability and incomplete understanding is what makes it fertile territory for stories and moral dilemmas alike.
Yeah. I agree, Juniper. I agree. Oops. Displaying discomfort with a big question. I suppose I did go through schooling, get a few business degrees. Not exactly. Did go through school. And have a few business degrees. But I haven't exactly I'm worried that this day is starting to turn more into explaining OTEC and kind of like a an info dump instead of an actual date. I would say that I have done a significant amount of research into OTEC. Independent of through general contextual information. Yeah, plasteel is like a fantasy thing. I'm not the one that invented plasteel. Plasteel has been used in a ton of different science fiction properties. It's been in Dune. It's been in Star Trek. It's been in just all kinds of stuff. And the idea of plasteel is it's got plasticity like plastic, so you can mold it and you can shape it. And then when you treat it, it becomes something that is harder than steel. That can be used as a very strong structure, that can withstand interstellar. Is it in Pal World? I didn't know that. I do remember it being in RimWorld, though. Yeah, I had no idea it was in Pal World. That's cool. But yeah, it's within the specific context of this story. I don't know if there are many other science fiction properties that have it being used for megastructures. But I don't see why they wouldn't. So being used for megastructures, but also in this, which I think is a unique use that I don't think I've seen in other science fiction, is the OTEC drive, the teleportation drive that they use, actually functions with plasteel. As in, plasteel is the only substance that is known to be able to contain essentially in Star Trek, you would call it the warp bubble. You know, it's basically the area that the OTEC drive teleports. That area is constrained by plasteel. So. You like the redhead girl? That's her name is Naomi. I haven't played Satisfactory in a while. You may have noticed I just kind of rotate around different games and stuff. I do want to go back to Satisfactory. I mean, I love that game. But I also want to play other games sometimes too, you know? And Satisfactory, like, sucked up so much of my life. I'm pretty sure it's on Steam. It's like my third most played game ever. And then Elden Ring and probably Metal Gear Solid 5. Let's see. Oh, VTube Studio. Oh. Okay. Games. Whoa. Is that true? I played that much Valheim? 541 hours? It's not bad. Elden Ring. Elden Ring has beat out Metal Gear Solid 5 at 395 hours. However, this is only PC hours on MGS5, 346. I have played it on Xbox as well. And I have a lot of hours on there as well. Let's see if Thieves at 337. I could have sworn that, RimWorld at 130 hours. I've only played 72 hours of Satisfactory. Why did I think I had played a lot more of that? Those are rookie numbers. I gotta get those numbers up. Why did I think that? I don't know. Maybe it's got... Oh, I think it's because I have more videos on my YouTube for it than most other games. So, speed record for Satisfactory, any percent. Less than 11 hours. Wow. I mean, okay. I think part of what really bumps up the playtime in Satisfactory is the exploration and finding the resources that you need. And kind of, you know, figuring out the logistics or whatever. But after you've played it a few times, after you know the map or maps, I suppose it also depends on what map he's on, you know, which one has the best, most amount of resources or whatever. Oh, you said whole game, so I think, does that include all of the maps? Or is it just one map? Because, yeah, if you know all of the resource locations, like, by heart, then, you know, you don't have to waste time, like, searching for it, and if you...
Now we will name the run.
And if you, Oh, okay. I see what's going on. He's moving his base around all over the place. And then resetting himself to the base. Okay. Yeah. So he doesn't even necessarily build a factory. He more, at least at that point. Oh, there's a factory. Okay. Oh, man. What is he even doing? That's wild. That's wild. Wow. %, first launch record. Yeah, that's pretty it's pretty impressive. Guy probably plays a lot of Satisfactory. You know, okay, so I just almost see the irony in to become the player that, in order to be able to play the game the fastest that is possible to be able to be played, to beat it in the single, like, that's your goal, is to beat it in the single lowest amount of time possible. In order to do that, you have to play an incredible amount of that game. You know? It's I think that's kind of wild. Exactly. I just like, you know, some people, when they go into games, they're like, okay, well, I hope this game is kind of short. I don't really have a lot of time on my hands that I can dedicate to gaming, so I hope I don't have to spend... I hope I can, you know, I hope I can beat this game in, you know, 10 hours. So, if I want to be able to beat this game in 10 hours... I should probably play thousands of hours of it. Yeah, then I won't be wasting my time. Hey, have a good one. Thanks for dropping in, Matt. I appreciate you. Say I have a game like Cyberpunk 2077. Great game. Love that game. Amazing game. And give it a pacifist run by talking to X number of characters. You can complete the game. Very specific pathing. Okay. Have a good one, Matt. Might be interesting. Pacifist run, like a speedrun pacifist run. That would be pretty neat. Like, I wonder, yeah, what is the minimum number of interactions that you can have in Cyberpunk 2077 that can get you to the very end of the game? That would be interesting. I'm the only person who knows what you look like. I mean, I don't only have a great memory. I kind of have some vague idea of what you look like, yeah. I think I have seen pictures before, but yeah. Okay, significant amount of research. Context. Being asked. I mean, my companion. Has been with me since I was a kid and has gotten really become exceptional at providing me information that is relevant to whatever I'm looking at or even thinking about. looking at, interacting with, or even thinking about. Boom, 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 boom. Did I already have her say that? I received my PSI. It has since become exceptional at providing the information that is relevant to whatever I'm looking at, interacting with, or even thinking about. What about Great Britain? No, Great Britain and the UK are slightly different things. The United Kingdom includes several different countries. Whereas Great Britain, I believe, only refers to the main island that and just one of those countries. It's confusing to me, especially as somebody who doesn't live there, you know. Hey there, Y. How are you doing today? You don't live in the UK or Great Britain, Boyo. I mean, you live nearby, but... This is a really great map explanation. Wait a minute. Poyo, do you live in the north of Ireland? Or Northern Ireland, you know? Oh, that makes me confused. Northern Ireland is part of the UK, but yeah. Now, one thing that I didn't know is, I guess I didn't know that Scotland was a part of Great Britain. Pretty sure I knew that Wales was. Everyone from Ireland calls Northern Ireland the north of Ireland. Okay. So, you are part of the United Kingdom. Yeah, I guess it is. Somebody had to agree on this, and there's probably plenty of people that don't agree on it. So, yeah. Vivian. Wasn't that? What about Vivian? That's Vivian on the side there. Puerto Rico should be one of the U.S. states. And it is a territory of the United States. But Northern Ireland is a part of the UK. And I'm pretty sure it's not just a word, you know. I'm pretty sure there's like a lot of policies and a lot of like detailed politics that go into it, like the way citizens are taxed and things like that is different in Northern Ireland than it is from the Republic of Ireland. Vivian is cool, man. Poor Ulster, nobody wants him. Doesn't that get me? Intrusive and annoying. Not really. If I'm being honest, I haven't even thought about it in a while. It's very good at... Hey, congratulations on the release of Detective Story 6? 5. Boom. You're gonna start your own National Health Service? Wild. What did I say? Did I not say police story? I'd say Detective Story. I see. My apologies. I really thought about it in a while. Knowing when I want or need it. And being unseen. I don't. sometimes I'm not even sure if it's my own thoughts I am experiencing or that of my companion. Or the something of my companion. Companion whispering. Sometimes I'm not even sure if it's my own thoughts I'm experiencing or my companion whispering to me. Oh, I'm all yawny. Can't wait to go to bed for a few more hours after dinner. That'll be nice. I wonder what work is going to be like tonight. I'm streaming right now. If you didn't notice. Nope, not gonna be streaming later. Not until tomorrow. And then I work tomorrow too, so I'm not gonna be doing it through the night. Alright, well, I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it there. I got a little bit done. Let's see. Yeah, so I want to thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. If you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. And check out patreon.com/BennyKill709 or buymeacoffee.com/BennyKill709. And that's me. I'm BennyKill709. Either of those links you can support me at. That'd be really cool. Until tomorrow, thank you again, and have yourself a good rest of your time zone.